I just think we ought to wait till after you graduate.
I don't.
It's only a month.
Janet, a month?
Please.
It's all right. I personally consider us engaged as of now. Congratulations.
David, no.
Look, you can say yes in a taxi. I have a 2:30 appointment.
I'm
and you're...
staying right here.
Oh, afraid you'll say yes?
I'll see you tonight at Brandon's party.
Okay. You can say yes, sir, just as well as in a taxi. Goodbye, darling.
Bye.
That's the last time she ever saw him alive. And that's the last time you'll ever see him alive. What happened to David Kentley changed my life completely, and the lives of 7 others. Janet Walker, Henry Kentley, the boy's father, his aunt, Mrs. Atwater, his best friend, Kenneth Lawrence, a housekeeper named Mrs. Wilson, and the 2 who were responsible for everything, Brandon Shaw and Philip Morgan.
Mouse, cat and mouse.
Philip.
Which is the cat and which is the mouse?
Enough of that.
He's got it. He knows. He knows.
All right.
He knows. Easy. I'll take care of you. Won't. I'd just as soon kill you as kill him.
Hi guys, something a little bit different this week. With Birdman getting a lot of buzz and attention late, especially emphasising the continuous one-shot technique that's been used in the film, I thought it'd be quite appropriate to look back at an example of this in the past, and especially from one of the masters, in this case Alfred Hitchcock. Released in 1948 starring Hitchcock's staple Jimmy Stewart, this film was based on Patrick Hamilton's 1929 play, which examines murder as an intellectual experiment and entitlement of class. The first scene shows 2 Manhattan aristocrats, Brendan and Philip, strangling to death their former classmate, David, and then proceed to hide his body in a wooden chest. And just as one did back in the time in high-class Manhattan society, you then engage to entertain and party with the loved ones of the victim just to taunt and belittle them, believing they had committed the perfect murder, a theme which Hitchcock would later explore again in A Dial M for Murder. Along with the victim's family members, they invite an old teacher, Rupert, played by Jimmy Stewart, who they know if anyone was going to figure out this murderous plot, it would be him. Again trying to validate their own intellectual and superior right to commit this act of murder as a right of class. Even though the original play is based on a real murder as inspiration, it's very clear that this is not really a murder they are covering up, but their homosexuality in a time where it was illegal and hidden, much like the body in the wooden chest. The 2 characters of Brendan and Philip are also very well defined, with Brendan constantly validating himself and constantly trying to play with the emotion of the guests, prod harder and harder, constantly smirking with self-pride, while Philip is sweating with guilt the whole time, slowly drinking more and more and getting more agitated and snapping in defense even when it's not warranted. But while this film is also unique in its subject matter, it is truly unique in the way it is staged like a play. Hitchcock playing it all in real time, only cutting because of the limitation of the amount of film he can load in the camera. And when he does make a cut, it is hidden to keep the illusion. He also slowly changes the backdrop of the Manhattan skyline, to slowly and subtly show the passing of time from day to night. He manages to also pull great performances from the actors, even though the camera is constantly moving from conversation to the next. It's definitely a must-see for film fans and filmmakers, to see what can be done in this medium. If you're just entertained and love character development, or if you just want to examine the technique that Hitchcock used to to pull off this masterpiece is worth a watch. I hope you do. Catch you later.